Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Roy, WealthBuildersHQ.com. Hope you are having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you'd please go ahead, type the number 1 in that chat box. Let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. There's nothing worse than talking to yourself for an hour and getting no reply back. All right. Good morning. Morning, Helen. Staying out of the storm for sure. Hey, Larry, great. Glad to hear it. Liking the video. Afternoon, Kevin. PK, thank you. Belated happy birthday. There we go. Brenda's jumping in already, guys. She's making the lead run on it. Go ahead and drop your trades in. Let me know how you're doing so far today. What do your trades look like? What kind of returns you getting? I don't care if they're funded or non-funded. It makes no difference. I care that you're hitting enter. That's the key. If I can get you to hit enter, I can get you to a point of learning how to trade effectively. Let's see. All right. Thank you, THS. I appreciate it. So, all right. So let's start with Brenda. Said $3,600 today on the Qs. Here we go, Brenda. Great job, dear. Great job. Keep crushing it. Oh, my goodness. Sarah, I am up approximately $15,000 today trading the ES and the NQ. Yes. And she said hammer time with an explanation. Absolutely. Great job, Sarah. Great job, man. I'm loving it. Leslie, $1,600 today. Now having FOMO, getting out and gaining more. Don't worry about it. $1,600. There you go. Robert said up $400 in 3 minutes this morning with Snap. Snap, baby. You got it. Trader Will, 120% on Adobe today, 2.5K. There you go, Will. Robert S. said he's got 5 spreads working today. PK said pop Facebook on paper, 1 contract, $145. THS, who's on YouTube, said PK KFF is doing great. So is Cardano. All right. Excellent. Wayne, good morning and or afternoon, depending on where you're at. Fantastic. Well, I hope you're all having a good day, as we are as well. I am just loving what's happening here. I love seeing the comments there of how you guys are doing. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. Keep in mind that everything we do here today is for educational purposes only. We will be here for an hour, and yes, it will go by quickly. You watch. All right? So what do we got going on this week? Got Patterns in a Flash coming up. That is on August 25th, 8 to 9 p.m. We've got Monster Market Movers on the 26th. We've got Mastermind tomorrow night, which is the 20-whateverth. Tomorrow, 4th, right? The 24th. Mastermind. Power Hour, you're here. Do not miss. Do not pass up Trading Coaches Playbook. You've got Ryan, Tony, Brandon. Each one of these coaches skilled as traders. Every one of them trading the markets regularly, right? And they get out there on a Friday and they give you all their best of what's going on with trading with the world, right? Power option plays, covered call explorer, E-mini, all on their regular program. Do not forget Charting Your Way to Success. That is a live event we're teaching here in New York. It is $99 on September 17th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., full day. Plan on being here for the full day. It's out by the Nassau Coliseum. So from JFK, it's about 30-ish minutes east of JFK. So make sure you are there. Guys, this Friday, what's the date, Sean, for Friday? 27th. Nope, then the 26th. This Thursday, the 26th, here in New York, in the New York office, Brandon Wendell, who is an amazing trader, is a CMT, technical analysis, PhD is basically what he has. He's going to be teaching his E-mini Think Tank live from this room. Right where I am, he's going to be teaching from right here. We'll have the same setup, everything behind. You'll see the screen. Sean's going to work the computer, so you're seeing exactly what's going on in there. And we're doing it live from New York here. We've got three, correct, Sean? 2? Yeah. So we have 3 seats left right now, no charge. Anybody that wants to come and sit, watch live of what Brandon does for that 2 hours. He'll spend probably a half hour or so afterwards just chatting with you guys on questions that you have of what he did. You are welcome to come. It's a first come, first serve. I think it's Amy we've got here today with us. Let me see. Yep, Amy, could you drop the email address in for support? and it's just support at wealthbuildershq.com, guys. But Amy will drop it in our chat box, so you can click on that link, open up your email, send an email in, and say, hey, I'm coming. Please, if you say you're coming, come. We're only allowing 5 people here, maximum of 5 people. Now, we did it short notice. We may not be able to get 5 people, and that's okay. That's okay. People aren't getting on an airplane from California, more than likely, to come, although we do have someone that is traveling by plane to come. So by all means, go ahead and check it out, guys. Come on and hang out with us. I will be here as well for part of that time. It's going to be a blast. Right, here's our follow us page, please, and thank you. If you already are following us, thank you very much. If you're not, please go ahead and follow along with what we do. I think I uploaded 7 videos today to Sean, a couple of graphics as well that I wanted him to put out there on social. They're not all out yet, but he's working on it. I even recorded a video on the way here today. It's called Trading in the Car that I sent over. Kind of what went on in my day today a little bit. So by all means, come and follow along with the things that we do. Now, many of you already put in what you're trading and what you're doing. Let's see here if I missed anything. Trader Will said, great insights on Brandon with Brandon last Friday. Oh, yeah, well, he does a great job. Sarah, I get it. I wish I lived close enough to stop by. I know. And as I said, it's not for everybody. Everybody can't make it, and that's fine. That's fair. So there's the Charting Your Way to Success for $99. And, guys, here's the trade. Amelia did one trade today that she put in. We could not get filled on the Qs of the SPY no matter what we did. For some reason, it would not take the order on TOS. It just wasn't allowing it, whether it was too fast to market or what, I really can't tell you. But we did one trade today. It was a debit spread, right? DSM, debit spread magic is what Amelia calls it. She does awesome with these trades all the time. I'm a big credit spread fan. She loves debit spreads. She's put together a great system on how she trades them. So if you look, we've got a debit that took place on Snapchat between the 75 and the 75.50. We had a 10-cent debit is what we had to pay out. That's it. We had to pay out 10 cents in our account, period. And that was at 9:36 this morning. You see bottom left right here. Up here, 9:41, we exited out of that trade for a 57-cent credit. Well, if they took away 10 cents and then they gave me back 57 cents, guys, we made 47 cents. Amelia made 47 cents on that trade, right? She kicked tail. If you look at what she wrote up in here, 57 cents, right? 47-cent profit, right? 10 cents was our cost, 470% rate of return in 5 minutes. 470%. Amelia did not hit $1,000, but guess what, baby? She's going to get a hammer. 470%. She crushed it. She crushed it. Great job for all of you that put those trades in. I appreciate you doing that. Guys, the excitement, the energy, the participation, the sharing of it. I do this to help you do it. I do this to show you the things that we're doing. So you're sharing the things that you're doing. What does that do? It helps to energize you. It helps to show you that others are doing this. And for those of you that are not, maybe you're not trading, you haven't even placed your paper trades recently or even at all, you're seeing with what some of the others are putting in there, just how well they're doing. So, and just assume everything to be paper trades. It doesn't matter. We don't have to talk. I'm not worried about funded trades. Hey, Robert, how you doing, sir? Robert said on Snapchat. We do everything as paper, Robert. We do everything as non-funded trades. Yep. There you go. Brendan said, go Amelia. A couple of others giving kudos for Amelia there. We appreciate that very much. All right, so here's the question of the day. Should we buy the dip? We come up with this topic name on Friday, right? And if we look at what's happened, we go to Omega Charts and look at what's happened on the S&P 500. Let's see. So we go back to actually, let's get rid of that, right? Okay. So here we are Monday, August 16th, right? Right there. So there's Monday. We hit all-time highs. We're crushing it. It's great. All-time highs, all-time closing highs. Man, we're rocking it. We're actually doing it day after day. Woo! Yeah, just high five and everybody's happy, right? And then we get this pullback and it was like, all right, hey, it just went down to the 8 moving average. Not a big deal, right? I got stopped out maybe, but I'm okay. Let's do this and make it a little bit bigger so it's a little easier to see, right? Then we go another day and people are like, oh, I'm melting. What a cruel world, right? And people are devastated. I'm getting emails. I'm getting calls from friends and family. Excuse me. Is this the time? Do I need to sell? Do I got to get out of my portfolio? Should I just liquidate everything? Gold, buy gold. And gold is skyrocketing at this point, right? No, you don't. Actually, I'm looking at buying on the dip. And here we are Wednesday, right? Come Thursday, we pull back down again and we start to pop back up again, right? Okay, so we closed above where we closed on Thursday above Wednesday's close. So we're slightly bullish on that day. We're up about 5.5 points for the day. Overall, not too bad, right? And then Friday, we gap up and we start to run. And this is where I get asked the question in an early morning Friday meeting every Friday, what's our power hour topic going to be for Monday, right? And the topic that came up, of course, was should we buy the dip? And now that I zoomed in on it, let me actually take you to where there's no moving averages on here at all, right? And let's look at what happened. So, okay. So if you look at this move right in here that took place back in April, right? Nice move up, quick little dip, and we took a bounce. We pulled back, we took a bounce. More all-time highs, right? We had a harsh pullback. We got a double bottom here, and then we started to climb. So if you look at what took place, what transpired, this was a small pullback right in there. There was another small one, bigger, concerning because that double bottom pattern there, pulled back again. And then what happened? We got a little pullback in here, another one in here. We got this one here, and now this one here. So what's happening? We're on this trajectory that we are not at a very steep angle, right? I am not a fan of these angles that almost look like they're going straight up, because straight up can mean straight down very easily, very quickly. For me, I like the slow and steady wins the race. I'm not looking to go to 5,000 overnight on the S&P. Would it be great for your portfolio? Maybe today, but how would it be tomorrow? How much profit taking would there be at that point? I like to move up, strong. I prefer a couple of days, week or two, whoosh, get a nice push in there, and then a pullback. Pullback freaks people out, not me. They're buying opportunities. Should you buy on the dip? Look what happened between Friday. Actually, let me bring us current. Look what happened between, Wednesday of last week was the close down, right? Thursday, we moved back up. Friday, we got a nice move. And today, whoop, back up, all-time highs. Go figure, right? Should you buy the dip? Not just on the S&P, guys, but on every position traders are looking right now in this economy, this environment, this craziness, whether it's good fundamentals or not, people are looking at buying that dip. Do you need to be cautious on who you're buying and what companies? Absolutely. But buying the dip, to me, without a doubt, is a yes. We want to look in this environment. We want to look to buy dips. Could you just add to your position as it's moving up? You can. You own Facebook and you want to add to it. Facebook's rocking and rolling. Sure you can. Just make sure it fits your risk profile. For me, if we get the dip, if I planned on adding, that's the place to add. I hold a decent portfolio in SPY, in multiple accounts. We own it in. I add to it whenever I get a chance. If there's additional cash that I'm putting into that, which I do on a regular basis, and I have an opportunity on a dip, I'm going to buy it. So could I have bought some on this pullback here on Wednesday? Well, actually, if we go back to the moving averages, and let's go ahead and delete some of these lines just to get them out of our way. We got the moving averages in there, and we had this pullback on Wednesday. What did that do? That put us into a neutral bias. And that's what many traders are looking at. They're singularly focused on an indicator. But if you're also utilizing, whether you are looking at Brandon's zones or you're looking at the way that I use fibs, a lot of it comes down to the same measurements because they become areas of strength. Both of them are areas of strength. And the same with the way Ryan does his analysis, as well as Tony, Amelia, all of us here at Wealth Builders work off of similar principles. You may drive up Main Street and make a right. I may drive down, 4th Street and make a left. And we both come to the same destination, right? It's no different in trading. Exact same thing. So even though we got down into what is known as a neutral bias on Wednesday's close, as we bounced off of that zero line, many of you know that zero line breakout trade. After we bounced off of that zero line, which is 43.9368, after we did just that, that was the opportunity to consider entering back into the trade, scaling into the trade. Small, and when I mean back into or scaling into, it's adding to your position. Should you buy the dip? I love adding to positions on these types of dips. If you take a small step in and it continues to push up on Thursday, there's an opportunity to add more to your position. It continues to add Friday, there's an opportunity to add more to your position. And now, where are we? All-time highs. We're at all-time highs right now on the market. We are up right now 44 points on the S&P 500. It's insane, right? Traders are freaked out on these pullbacks. And where am I? Position 1 in the chair. Right back here. I am not freaking out. I am not overly stressed on it. It is what it is. Now, if we break the next fib levels, the 55, the 8 crosses through the 21, are there more concerns there? Without a doubt. But right now, absolutely not. Not a concern whatsoever, right? All right, so let me see if we had some comments or questions come through. Leslie said, how do we get into Amelia's class? So Leslie, what Amelia does, she doesn't do it as a class. She does it as a text service, a text alert, right? So a text message comes out every day. Multiple text messages come out every day. So here. Let's see. So first one came out this morning. There were 2 of them at just before 9 o'clock. We talked about the market, the VIX, the futures, right? Then we talk about some pivot setups on the spiders and the Qs. And then she's got 3 different candidates that were put in there today, right? And one of them was, it was at the ADMA with a call or a bull put credit spread. The next one was at the ADMA, and it was with a call or a bull call debit spread. And then the third one was at the ADMA with a call, okay? Which when that was Snapchat, which may wound up doing a debit spread. Why? Because she crushed it with the amount of money she had to have in that trade. It was very little, right? And then one more text has come out since on the day. So, Amy, can you drop in the link to Amelia's Trade Watch alerts, please? I would appreciate it. So Larry said, Rob, what is the usual activity of the market after the summer doldrums? All right. So I think what you're referring to, Larry, is after we have a slower summer, what happens beyond that? What does the market look like in the return to normality? Keep in mind where we're coming into. You're going to see some activity, some pickup for sure in there. You'll see some more volume. But the other side of that coin is you've got window dressing that takes place by October 30th, I believe it is. And basically what happens is mutual funds have to report their new top 10 holdings or 5 holdings. And they don't want you to see Billy Bob Joe's screen door repair and bubblegum manufacturer, right? They want you to see the Apples of the world and the Amazons and some of those guys out there, right? The Googles, so, and the Modernas and things like that. So they start selling off some of these smaller cap stocks, mid-cap stocks that were rocking for them, and they start buying more of the big caps, the big blue chip names that are out there, things that are hot right now, but big names that people will recognize. So that throws things off just a little bit in there, Larry. But if a trader follows that close enough, you can actually capitalize on that as multiple people, mutual funds have to start stepping out and buying Facebook and Netflix and Google and. All right. So the overall move is going to be normally to the upside, but you will also see that there are some stocks that suffer because of it. Maybe ones that were rocking, and all of a sudden, for no reason, we see it the opposite. It's just moving the other direction. Jim said, SPX, look at Tuesday's candle. It closed at a fib line of the negative 382 and pulled back, then nearly bounced off the zero line. So let's go bring it in, Jim, and we'll do that. You said negative 382. Well, Tuesday was here. No, that's Wednesday. Tuesday. Okay, got it. Right here. So this is our negative 382 line right there. It's actually a negative 272. So that's a negative 272, Jim. If that's the one you're referring to, we closed right there. And it pulled back and nearly bounced off to zero. Yep. Right in here. Closed at, remember, we've got a blue zone. See that blue zone in there, guys? I got this other box that's in here right now that may be in my way a little bit. Let's see. I don't quite want to get rid of that yet. All right, let's do this. Let's stretch that up. Make it nice and nice. Mo big. Oh, yuck. All right. So you got that blue zone in there. Even though we didn't quite get down to the 43.9368 level, which is down here, the dark blue line, that blue zone between 4,000 and 4,400 and the 43.94, we'll call it. That blue zone is a support area. Right? It's a support area or resistance, depending on what side it's on. But for today, it is an area of support. And we bounced right through that range, right? We stopped right there. Now, we made a continuation down, and that was, to me, that was the, how do we say this? Just get rid of the looky-loos. All of those that were in there that just didn't belong, this is a place for all the stops to get hit. A lot of stops were triggered. They're on that move down below that zero line, below that blue zone, that 4,400 level, and the pull back up. So absolutely, Jim. Good point. Trader Will said, as TradeWatch alert subscriber, isn't there videos and docs about the spread trade strategy? Oh, yeah, absolutely, Will. And I'm not logged in right now to the website. I'm on a different computer in the office here. But yes, Amelia's got a ton of training documents inside of there, cheat sheets, basically what they are, that will teach you about all of the different strategies that she does. So absolutely, without a doubt. Let's see. Robert said, I was filled on 2 of the trades that Amelia sent. Nice, Robert. Excellent. Good. So that was in TradeWatch alerts. Robert said he was filled on 2 of the 3 trades today. Plus, looking at the past examples, you can learn the spread magic trade. Without a doubt, you sure can. And we post the same thing that I put in here on Power Hour to share with you today. We post that every day on Twitter. Correct, Sean? Yep. We post that every day on Twitter sometime throughout the day. So go ahead and check that out, guys. That's why you want to follow the different social programs that we are providing information to. Yep. All right. Good. Good, Larry. You got it. All right. The line above 44.81.17. Yeah, okay. So if you're talking about here on Monday, yes, we went right there, Jim. Exactly. And right back to that zero. Yep. All right. Does Amelia give exit alerts as well as entries? Not alerts per se of how to exit the trade. That was Richard, right? Richard, not alerts that way. The alerts come in more of the way that she teaches it inside of the training. We already know where to exit. She's got a very defined set of rules, and you just follow that series of rules for the outs. All right. Beautiful. Let's go take a look at what the heck is happening here today, huh? So Amazon, one of the biggest movers today, dollar-wise, maybe not percentage-wise, but dollar-wise today, right? We've got a great move on Amazon. Here's our 5-minute chart. We make that full screen. We got that nice gap up. Woo! It's just a rock. We go. Boom, chakalaka. Break out of that rectangle in there. There we go. Drawing. Rectangle. Ooh, a little dark. But there was the breakout. There was the retest right there. And the bounce. So we're talking about 32.55 up to 32.66, 70, 32.70, somewhere around there. So about a 15-point move on that pressure cooker trade. Those of you that learned that pressure cooker, when I was teaching E-mini way back when, that pressure cooker trade has proven to be an awesome breakout trade setup, right? For those of you, I don't normally trade breakouts, but the rules we put together for that one worked out extremely well. So for those of you that got that trade, that was great. Yeah, Trader Will said, I love it. Yep. So Paul said, just to check your trade ideas of bull put spread on Boeing, would you suggest something like the 210, 205? So it really comes down to when we look at here. So what Paul is referencing there is this. Let me get Omega charts back up. Let's go find big airplane. BA. Bah. Let's go find the entire fib that's drawn in there. Okay. Right. Fib is good. No need to redraw. Just the fact that it's getting a little bit older, but nothing new needed in there. Okay. So the question that Paul had asked in there is, would you trade this? Because I call this as a bull put spread based on the news on Boeing this morning, saying we got to watch the overall move and how it opens up today. Right. So, Paul, what I would be looking for is somewhere down below, we had this 213.41, but somewhere down below probably that 210. So you put in 210, 205. Yes, that's exactly what I would be looking for, is that 210, 205 on the bull put spread for Boeing, right? If Boeing pulls below, could it? Sure. But Rob, it's in a bearish bias. Yes, but we had bullish news. Here's where I want you to look at news. You go to the doctor's office. You say, Doc, how am I doing? Doctor looks at you and says, turn around. You spin around. Doctor goes, okay, you look good. Your head's facing the right direction. 2 arms, 2 legs, right? Your eyes are in the front of your head, not the back. Overall, you look pretty good. Technically, you look fine. We need to do some tests on you, some fundamentals, or some technicals rather. Fundamentally, you look fine. We need to do some technicals, blood work, things like that, x-rays. That all comes back, and as you're in the office, the doctor gets the results and goes, man, everything is great. You're in great shape. You leave the doctor's office very happy. Man, I'm in good shape. And wham, you get hit by a bus. That's news. Doesn't matter what the doctor said was going on. News overrides everything. If Boeing had good news come out on it today, this could be the catalyst for it. Am I going and taking big positions with long directional trades that I'm putting large amounts of cash into? Absolutely not. Can I do a weekly credit spread on a Boeing and have my stop set somewhere down below that 213.41 level? See, it's exactly what I'm doing. So yes, Paul, you're spot on with what I'm looking at there. Robert S. said, on Boeing, I did the 207.50 and the 210. I got 24 cents. There you go. I mean, what are we talking about there? If you got 50 cents on a 250 spread, it would be 20%. So that's 10%. That's 10%. I mean, how do you beat 10% for a week? Oh, but Rob, it's only 24 cents. It's only 10%. Forget about the dollar amount. 10% is 10%. If you're making 1 penny a day and it's 1% a day, at the end of your trading year, it's 220%. Right? If it's 1%. $240 for the week. There you go, Robert. I love it. I absolutely love it. So Boeing is a possibility. Trader Will had said Boeing hit the negative 618 on 315. Remember, the redraw, and we're going to go into this extensively in New York, but the redraw on a position is not because we hit the 618. It's because we closed on the other side of it. This did exactly what it was supposed to do. Even if that line stretched all the way up there, and became this really long line, that in and of itself wouldn't matter as long as we closed below that negative 618. Could we look at a place to redraw from again? We could, but primarily because of the amount of time. We're going to set a hard, fast rule in New York of exactly how far out in time once we get to that cutoff point, whatever that number is, and I'll share it with you in New York first. Whatever that number is, we're going to set a cutoff point there that says this at this point, we need to look for a new fib now. It doesn't mean you're redrawing now, but you look now because it's too old. The Fibonacci is wearing out. It's a rubber band that keeps getting stretched. And it's not as elastic as it was before. I was going to say something fancy like elasticity. Oh, I got it. Usually those kind of words get flubbed out for me. Thank goodness you don't have to be a guru at math or English or social studies to know how to do this. All right, good. Well, appreciate it. Thanks. All right. So with that, let's go back into Trade the Station. Well, actually, let's look at Amazon here. Amazon. Woo! Okay. So Amazon is still in, if it closes here, it's in a bearish neutral bias right now, if this where it closes. It is up at the 32.75 level, so we are pressing and bumping our head on ugly right now. Ugly just means we got a resistance up in there, right? Something that's stopping us, support, resistance, whatever it is, something that's stopping us right now. If we move out of here, if we move out of this position to the upside, let's say tomorrow, is there a potential trade in here? See, there is. What is the potential trade? Move up tomorrow. Actually, ideally, I don't want it to close here. I want it to close above that fib line. Tomorrow, retest and a bounce. That would be my preferential way of doing it. We can get a gap up tomorrow or move up tomorrow and then a retest and a bounce. That's okay. But I would rather the breakout happen today. Tomorrow, we retest, shake out those that got in today and took advantage of the big move and look for the bounce to take place from there, right? And then our target with a confluence at the next fib line is where I'd be shooting for, right? Some of the stuff we go through and pop on a weekly basis, folks. A couple times a week, we get together. I go through in a video and the training and teach all of these things to you. All right. So we got Amazon. Let's see who else we had as big ones today. Big movers today. So Google was 64 points. Booking, Tesla, Chipotle Mexican Grill, NVIDIA. Let's go to let's go do two of them. Let's go look at Chipotle. CMG. I do not need this as wide as it is. All right. Chipotle. Same scenario what we just looked at Amazon. Could you trade the gap up and the run today? You could have, right? For me, I'm back here. Could I have found an intraday off a pivot point or something like that? Possibly, but I like to trade Chipotle a very particular way, and I would rather have a clear and concise entry. Look at it here, right? As we got up in here, zoom in. As we got up in here and this retest yesterday, Friday, could that have been a place as a potential entry? Possibly, very possibly. Today, not so much. Are there trades you could take? Without a doubt. Are there more secure trades you could take than that one? Without a doubt, right? But I do like Chipotle. If it moves up, closes above the zero line, retests and bounce, there's another opportunity to take the bullish entry, a bullish entry into Chipotle, right? And then if we look at NVIDIA, Let's see. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Oh, look at that move today. You had that gap up. You really didn't get a retest. What did we get for a low today? 209.50, 208.75. Well, actually, depending on where we come out, let's see, 208.75. I just can't remember the numbers while I'm talking my way through it. NVIDIA. I don't care about where the line goes. I'm going to change it, so I just drop it. 208.75. All right. Yeah, not for me. Gapped up. If it would have gapped up, ran a little bit, came back down in that area and bounced, maybe. That first candle, that's a tough one for me to take. Right? That's a tough one for me to take. Right? On a day like today. But I like NVIDIA a lot. Right? Roman said, woke up this morning, looked at the market, everything was going bullish, and I asked myself, anything setting up by Rob's rules? No. Went to bed until power out. Roman's on the West Coast, right? Roman trades every day, guys. He's a great trader. He really is. He's in our inner circle. He has moved from where he started to where he is now is light years in what the difference is and how he is a trader. You'll actually get to meet him. Those of you that are coming to New York, you'll actually get to meet a lot of the students that are in Inner Circle and our mastermind groups are going to be there. So make sure you come and hang out with those that are doing what you want to do. Yeah, Trader Will said, and 60% of the move was on the first minute. Yeah, it was too tough. It was tough. Who was I looking at for that zero line breakout? Was that Amazon? Or Chipotle? All right. So Sean was asking, could this be a zero line breakout? Yes, it very well could for tomorrow. Depending on where it closes, retest and the bounce. As long as you're good with a higher price position, I'm good. Absolutely. All right, so Amy's starting it off. We need to get jumping on this, guys. So give me the symbols that you want me to look at. Drop them in the chat. We will take a look. I will give you some insight as to what I see happening in there. Cisco. All right, let's see. Let's hit escape. Oh, all right. So who's asking Cisco? Amy, look what happened on Cisco. 2 days in a row. We're not done today, but Friday and today, we're bumping our head on ugly. Ugly is that resistance level that's there. It is causing some problems. We broke out today and went whoop and pulled right back inside. We may not be done for the day. We may get a continuation or a close above. In an ideal world, I want to see a close above. Would I trade this to the downside? No, I would not. The 8 moving average is too high. Right? I don't have enough room in here. Clear and concise entry. Clear path is what it is. That's the exit. Although I use that word first, concise and clear just doesn't sound good. Clear and concise. The concise, right, is the entry. The clear is the path. Do I have a clear path down to a support? Not. I have it down to that moving average. It's just too close, right? Can I? What would I do? I did not want that. Can I look here and say, all right, I've got 58.37. So call it 58.5 to 61.5 is about $3. I need to split that level in half on Cisco, right? So we're going to go ahead and draw in a Fibit. So right about $60. So here's what I want to see. Amy, can we get above, close above today, that 58.37, close above today, retest it tomorrow and bounce. My target's going to be not too far away. My target's going to be 59.5 quarter for the first exit. My second target's going to be right about 61. So not big moves on it, but hey, it's Cisco. It only moves $1.80. It only moves about 90 cents a day. $1.80 is a Fibit, so that's 2 days. Right? So I hope that helps on Cisco. Robert S. said Akami. What's that? Oh, that was one from Trade with Rob. Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. So actually, Amos, are you in here today? I do not see you. So Amos had asked this question. He sent me a happy birthday wish over the weekend. And this morning, he actually sent it. And he had asked me about, I believe it was this one. I've got to go back to look. But he had asked, was this a good zero line breakout for today? So let's take a look. All right. So what happened? We got the move up. We've got 113.99. We'll call it 114. Our low today was 114.16. Robert, you're right there. It's a beautiful thing, right? You're right there. There is some risk because we did violate the stop already, right? So that puts us at some risk, but I do like that we had higher lows, right? But absolutely good setup on that bounce. 112.5 is your stop, and 116 quarter is your first target. 119 is your second target. Guys, those of you that are not trading these, I think you're making a mistake. So if you go over to tradewithrob.com, and I've got a very slow connection here today, just spinning. Let me try this. All right, so if you go over to tradewithrob.com, right here, you will be able to register. It is free. It talks a little bit about what it is, what we do, and so forth, right? And you'll get notifications of all the trades that we do. Usually 2 a week we send out on Trade with Rob. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Again, it is free, right? Yeah, Amos said, oh, there you are, Amos. Good. Amos said, awesome. I took it today also. Good. Brenda, thank you for the happy birthday. Steele as well. Yep, and I had said that, Amos. I think you stepped in right after I used your name. I said, oh, I don't see Amos here. I think he was looking at the same candidate today as what Robert brought up. Brenda brought up, wants me to look at the Qs today. So let's go check it out. Q. Ooh. All right. So on Qs, let's see. Let's go the opposite direction. There we go. So there's our fib. Nice move. We got that quick little fail. So that was a stop out on the zero line breakout trade. But we got to gap up to where? The zero line. We got to gap up. Now we're above that 372 all-time highs. Retest the 372. Tomorrow, Brenda. And we're looking at 378.84 is our resistance. So right about 377 half, 377 3/4, maybe 378 would be my target above that, right? For its next potential move. Sure. Mike's asking if we can look at LMT. I hope that helped, Brenda. LMT. Ooh, that was very ugly. So I used to do a lot of work with these guys. When I was in manufacturing, when I was with, we dealt with some of the aerospace guys. My uncle was a field inspector for this company. Let's see. Definitely to the downside there. This was Mike, right? Yeah, Mike, definitely to the downside. We pushed back up into the moving average. You're looking at 354.5 as support, as our first support level. But Mike, here's the magic question you always want to ask yourself. Where is that moving average in relation to my fib lines? And what I want, here's the secret sauce, guys, right here. You need to, if you don't know this, you need to ingrain this in your brain today, right? When you look at the moving average, where is it in relationship percentage-wise of the difference of these two fib lines, right? And what are we looking at here? If I'm looking for bearish, I want to know how far away from the upper line is it, and roughly it's about 50%. So it's in the middle. I don't want it to be more than 25% for me to consider this as a possible trade bearish. In other words, if the moving average is too far in the middle, you've tightened up too much of what the potential is of taking the right profit on the trade, keeping your risk-reward ratio set properly so you don't get your head cut off taking the wrong dang trades. It's all part of a system. Right. Another thing we're going to talk about at the live event in New York is exactly what I just did here. How do you identify? Because there's more to it than just where the moving average is. That moving average could be in the middle, and there's still an opportunity. It's a good trade. It's not the norm, but there's an opportunity. Right. I want to make sure that you understand all of those rules. Right. Completely understand them. All right. So based on that, Mike, it's a little rough for me to say, yes, I would take it. 358, I've got to move down to 354.5. It moves about $5 a day. See, I'm very limited to where my movement is here. So I would say next for me would be this one. I'd let it break the 354.5 before I consider an entry. Now, if you're sitting there watching it like this with your finger above the exit button, yeah, then maybe you want to do it. But whoo! I don't do well with that. All right. Hope it helped, Mike. Akami. That was John. Yep. All right. All right. We got above the zero line, which is great. We're on the wrong side of the moving averages for ending directional. You got to be cautious. I like where the 8 is. It's lower, right? But what drove us here? We had catalysts that drove us after last week, and last week was the big thing, right? After last week's move, earnings brought us down. We had a nice move back up. We didn't quite close the window, so that window's got to be closed. Notice where my target is? Closing that window up, right? My target closes up the window. We haven't closed the window, so I think we have the opportunity to make that move in here this time. Higher lows, which, again, I like very much. So today would have been an opportunity to have to bounce off the zero with that first target about 116.25 for sure, right? So I hope that helps. That was John. All right. Patty, Adobe. All right, so Adobe. Woo! All right, now we're rocking, baby. Now we're rocking. Let's see, where was our low today? Our low was 645.52, and we're looking at 644.5. So about $1.90 above was our lowest low. So if we came back in, retested and bounced, there was the entry. And look at the high today. Guys, I am still blown away on a regular basis how accurate those support and resistance levels are when it comes to the day. Look at today, between the Fibit and the upper resistance line, black line, red line, it has moved almost perfectly inside of there. Fibs, Rob, it's kind of a coin flip, right? You might as well spin that little spinning thing you got there that tells you what to do, right? Put, call, long, right? Liquidate, sell, buy, hold. The accuracy is pretty darn good, right? On fibs. So if you took the trade today, Pat, great. But beyond today, it's tough, right? Sean, how'd you do on Adobe?
Oh, crushed it. Almost 39%.
Almost 39% in how many days?
3 days.
3 days, almost 39%. All right? Crushing it. But Sean's out of the trade, right? He understands the reasons why you take that trade and why you don't stick with it. You know, you're getting out of it. So I hope that helps, Patty. Robert K. Kroger, KR. Robert, I appreciate when you're here because you always give me candidates that I don't look at, that I go, oh, what's going on with them? Right? So let's see. We do not have a fib. Oh, boy, we got an old fib on there. Got this, got this, got this, got nothing. See, tough drawn fibs on it right now. Really tough drawn fib. I don't have a strong place to draw off of. I have that. I have that. That's about 50%. Most of that was a single day, and we recovered it. All right, so for lack of anywhere else that I could draw it from, we're going to draw in here. All right, ironically enough, that's 618. You know, when we talk about head fakes, here's another great lesson, guys. We talk about head fakes. The stock broke out here, right? And on the breakout, there are traders taking that breakout, saying, "Ooh, I'm in. I'm taking that long trade." And if you're a breakout trader, as long as you understand the rules and how to play the game, I'm good. I'm good. We got the breakout, and then we failed, right? We got a head fake in there, and it failed. Then on Friday, we had a really nice break to the upside. Strong day on Friday across the board. Today, we're kind of flat-ish, right? So that breakout, had you taken it, that one would have worked. This one, maybe not. This one, probably not. Friday, probably, right? Regardless of where you were, you probably did okay on the breakout. Now I'm looking for, can we make it back to that 46.13 level first and take a bounce from there? If that's the case, what do we got here, Robert? We got about a $2 Fibit. So I don't need a Fibit on here. So if that's the case, 46 to 48 is about where my move is. So I hope that helps, Robert, but I'm going to keep an eye on this one myself now, Robert. And I know I need to be looking more at some of these supermarket type deals that are out there. They're making big banks, some of these guys. Two people, Larry and Gregory, both had AMD in here. Let's look at AMD. Let's unscrunch first. Oh boy, definitely need a new fib in there. For those of you that are trading Pop 5K, I want to redraw that fib for sure. What a great bullish thrusting move in there. Phenomenal. All right, I would love to see a close above that 108, and then I'd be looking at a retest and a bounce with a target of 113.5. Do we need Fibbits in here? How do we know? 113.5 to 122. What's the distance? I don't want to do math. I got an idea what it is. I know it's too much already. All right, so $9. Actually, we're good. It's $8.89, and we're at $9.06 is our Fibbit, so we don't need a Fibbit in there. But how about up here? 22.5 to 33. Yeah, we need one on the top, though. So if we delete that line out of there, we go and add in the negative 136. So give me the close above the 107.88, the bounce. 113.5 is the first resistance. 122.5 is the second. And just so we're on the same page, if you're doing a runner, you got that 127.69, guys, on. So it's Gregory and Larry on that. Ooh, okay. I see all these comments in there, and I realize a lot of them are happy birthdays. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, boy. How the heck did that happen? All right. All right. So we looked at NVIDIA. Robert said, I dealt a lot with LMT while an engineer in the aerospace industry. Oh, yeah. I remember the huge cabinets we used to make for them to house a computer, and now they would fit inside this little box, right? The same computer. All right, so John's asking for Marvel, MRVL. I like the move in here. Let's see. We're going to go off of that swing low right there. That swing high. Let's see. 59 up to 62. I should have deleted these lines off there first. So 59 up to 62 is 3.25. Kind of right there. So look where we are relationship-wise. Who was asking for this one? Sorry. John. Look at the relationship, John, of the moving average to the fib line. It's good. Right? Look where the position is now in relation to the fib line. It's bad. Right? Give me the pullback to the moving average or the fib line and the bounce, and there's the entry. Or I got to be above 62.25 as a potential entry. $8.17 would be good for what, Will? Sorry. I don't know where I was talking about at that point. So Roman said, Rob rules, people. All capital letters. Last week, Amazon moved from fib line to 50% and from 50% to support. How do I know that, Rob? How do I know that? Rob's rules, right? Guys, I'm telling you, they work if you'll follow them. Good, John. Glad it was helpful. So a question came in from YouTube on Akami. How do you reconcile between the bias and the zero line breakout strategy? It all comes down to what the setup looks like in there. I still want to see that bullish component of that trade. It's not just because it's above the zero line. It still has to look bullish to me, like that big move that's taken place in the last 2 or 3 days. That's a big part of it. And again, yeah, I hate to sound like a broken record. This is something we're going to be dealing with in New York, is the zero line breakout trade and its sister trade as well. Yeah, Trader Will said the ATR is super low on Krager. Absolutely. That's why I'm restricted because of it. So I'm using a fib retracement. I just have extensions built into it, Paul. All right, let's see. Happy birthday. I did Marvel. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We're done. We're there. We're at that point, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a great training here today. I hope it was helpful. I hope I gave some insight to you. Listen, go over to Trade with Rob. If you're not already there, go over to Trade with Rob and take advantage of that, folks. I mean, really, it is a free training that I do, a couple times a week. There's one extra video that I will point to every one of the videos. I tell you, go watch the training video on zero line breakout. It gives you a basis of how that trade works, right? Of course, you need to paper trade it to test it for yourself, for your own systems, but take advantage of it. I mean, guys, I want you to be out there and learning how to do this. Could I, listen, I have trader friends of mine that are in the same industry as me where they teach others how to trade. And they're all about, for this training, they're mad that I do it for free. Like, why would you give this away? You're telling people, here's where you want to set your targets at. Here's my rules. I'm not holding anything back. Guys, if I can get you to trade and learn, if I can get you to trade effectively, learn how to trade, I can keep you in the game longer. Do we hope that you work with some of the tools that we offer? Absolutely. If I could share some things with you that work and show you that this is the real deal, you're not going to be concerned about, is this someone that I really want to follow along with, right? And guys, you want to get energized? Come to New York. Come to the live one-day event we're doing in New York and watch what happens at that live event. Watch the energy of the students that are in there that are doing this and walking that walk. All right? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great rest of your day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. See you all at our next update. Amy, can you drop those links back in, particularly for the event in New York, the Charting Your Way to Success? Guys, register for the event. It's $99. Come to the event. You're going to get a $200 credit for showing up. All right? With that, I will see you all at that event. All right. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you being here. Bye for now.